All right, wand 3 is still in the works, but it is drying, and I thought I would go ahead and grab another piece of wood. It is ready to go for, or at least ready to start. But before we do that, my last video I showed this piece. I was like, oh, this isn't ready to go. I want to file this down to get down a little more. This snapped off because I put a little bit too much pressure on it while I was sanding. I was trying to sand the end. I put some torque into it and it goes snap. So now this thing's done. Which is unfortunate because it was a pretty unique piece with the bug engravement in here. Because now, I mean, you know, generally they say tip to forearm, the fingertip, and it's not. It's like there. And that's what I'm left with for a tip, which means I'd have to cut it back to here. So that's really too short. It's like a foot. That's not going to work. So this will get tossed over for the termites to eat, I guess, over the fence, so it can degrade in nature. So really sad about that. That wood is, the Boundian wood, at least the deadfall that I get from that is pretty, it can be pretty brittle. Brittle is a very good word for that. Since we're not sanding anything, because everything that needs sand is going to be dry, we're going to move this out of the way. Alright, so what do we got? We got this. And what is this? Driftwood from Pearl Harbor. I like this end here because it had broken off at some point, and then I had cut it to remove it from some of the other pieces. Now, immediately, one of the things we can see here is the curve here, and we kind of have to decide, do I want to keep it or not? How is this going to be held? Probably like this. I mean, I suppose it could be like this too. So let's think about that for a second. Look at the curve. Right? If it's this way, it's going to curve the other way, and most people want them curving that way. So I guess that kind of decides for us. So this end up, it just seems so backwards to me. I mean, because it's not really going to fit like this because of the way this hook is. And this is kind of the part that's going to give it some personality. You can see some of the dirt here, the red dirt from where it had been lodged in the... Man, I just don't know. So what am I going to look at now? Could I just go ahead and carve this like this? Yeah, I could do that. It's this. I'd have to smooth this part out. It could be a semi-straight wand. It's not going to be a completely straight wand. And one of the deciding factors for that is going to have to be what it looks like on this end. See that? Small. So let me draw a circle around it. Small but noticeable. So if I carve into this, I'm going to hit that vein. Now what I don't know is if it runs straight. It probably doesn't. I mean, this curves, so I'm assuming this curves, but I don't really even know that. This could spiderweb in there off in little ways, not uncommon at all. This has been drying out for about a month and a half, something like that. Anyways, so I guess if I'm looking at it, let's mark where that just so I get an idea of what's happening with my orientation. So if I'm holding it like this, if I want to make it straighter this way, I might run into this. So what I have to do is go with this curve and kind of hit that over the top, because a little notch in the end isn't going to be quite as noticeable as a big gouge in the center, right? So if that were the edge, that'd be fine. But if I were to go this way and then see, that just doesn't even want to work that way. I don't see I can't, I mean, I could try to do this, but it would look like this. So, and if I'm holding it and I turn my hand that way as best I can with this thing digging into my wrist, it's going to be oriented like this, and so it's harder for you to see than it is for me. Oh, the little cat's coming in. Hi, sweetie. I don't know if you can see the little neighborhood cat. One of them just trotted on over. She's waiting to get fed. This garage is like a safe place for her or something. It's certainly cooler than the pavement. But anyways, there's a bow in this. There you can see it like that. So there's a bow in it like that. Now I could carve this in like this and then dip it out here and then carve this down like this, but where's that line? Right here. That's that red mark that I put, so I'd be running into that thing. I can't straighten it down here because that's the boat end. So it looks like it's just gonna have to be this. So we have a decision now. Hi, sweetie. Do I want to carve this out and then get an idea of what's going on here, which is probably a good idea? Do I want to just go ahead and make this straight and then hope that this doesn't go running down in here like this, which I'm not going to know. I mean, it's driftwood, but it's, you know, yeah, it is what it is, you know. Okay. You know, I've noticed that when this thing is running, it doesn't like to charge. Nope. Okay. All right. So this is where it's just going to be. So let's make some thoughts, some notes here. All right. Since I know this is going to be like the problem point for this seemingly straight stick, assuming it's actually structurally good here, I'm not seeing a lot of holes. I mean, there's some ding marks, but I mean, if you float around the Pearl Harbor where there are a bunch of boats, then you're gonna get some ding marks too. Of course, you'd be dead if you were doing that, but beside the point. I guess you could say so is this. It's too bad I can't use this for something. You know what I mean? It almost looks like an eye. You know, you can almost make like a long alligator thing here or something. You know what I'm saying? That would be kind of cool. But not terribly practical unless you want the gator's mouth to be going that way. Its teeth would have to be fake because I'm just not that good, quite frankly. But the thought of cutting into here, I mean, I've got a bandsaw over there, but I don't really want to do it. You know, that's kind of interesting. Let's play with that concept here. Sorry about that. So let's play with that concept a little bit. So we've got, I don't know what a gator's mouth looks like, but I know I've not been in one. I just don't know. If you can see that or not. I don't know if I could pull that off. Just being frank. I mean, that would give it more of a baneful. That would get more of a baneful approach to this thing. It doesn't necessarily have that by default. So let's just go ahead and let's just not worry about that for now. Okay, that's my eraser around here. So let's just go ahead and treat this like a wand, just like a standard wand for now. And if it gets some personality, unfortunately this is probably going to go in that process because usually I want to accentuate the curve because people like to point at things when they're doing them. And if you turn your hand to make a circle or however you do yours, you'll want, so if I'm doing it that way, I'm going to want it to this way, I'm going to need to get it to a point. This way, that point is going to need to be somewhere around here. So I'm going to come back to this area here again, and that's going to be kind of an annoying little shit. And what do we do with annoying little shit? Well, apparently somebody locked some annoying little shit toddler into an airplane bathroom as it cried the whole time, and that was just, what the fuck? It's a kid. You can't do that to a kid. Well, apparently they did. That's, oh my god. Now I don't know the details. So, but still, who the fuck locks a toddler into a bathroom because they're crying? It's like the only job they got is to be, you know, needing everything and sometimes annoying. I mean, that's their job. Leave them alone. Okay. Back on target. Okay, so this is a little bit thicker. This is going to come down. This is going to get carved in. So let's just go ahead and, like we did last time. Well, not necessarily last time, but so frequently. I can't remember. Yeah, we did. Let's just go ahead and put a line here where we assume the grip is going to be. Right? It didn't have to be great. Oh, actually worked. Let's see. You can put your thumbnail on there, and yeah, I can feel it go in. But this is somewhat solid, so I'm hoping it's somewhat stable. We've seen that before, haven't we? Most of this stuff will come off when we're getting to it, because we won't really see the grain until this outer layer is gone. And this is taking a beating. So, okay. Damn. 11 minutes. We got time to work. Hells yeah. So here we go. Screw it, let's do it. Sorry, Mr. Alligator, but we're just gonna go ahead and start carving this here, because I'm really concerned about that little nodule over here, and I want to kind of see a little bit what is going on here, and that is actually going to determine some of the other stuff we're doing. So let's see, we have it like here, we have it here. And then if we want to point, we need a good angle here. So just go ahead and get rid of some of this. Let's just go ahead and deal with that annoying piece first and see how much is salvageable here, right? So we're going to try to work with that. Big removals here. I've only got 8, 9-ish, 10-ish minutes, something like that. Screw it, let's do it. Yeah. That'll work. There we go. It's working pretty good. It's not too bad. There we go. One thing I'm noticing here, though, is that let me be sure you can see it. So some of this coloring in here is kind of what makes some of the stuff unique, and it's not very deep, right? We're already seeing it come off, so that's unfortunate, because I can give it some personality. So just go ahead and keep going. This is a little aggressive, but that spot is going to make or break this wand, and I'd rather just get it over with. I mean, it's not a matter of carving it right. There we go. Huh. How close am I? Almost there. I mean, there is an argument to be had for why don't you just leave that the hell alone. It's actually not a bad argument. I mean, it's been holding up so far. But it's going to have to come down to a taper. So let's just see how solid it is. Feel that pain. Pain! Okay. Yeah, see, we're getting in. That's got to be it there. Yep. Let's see how. Oh, there we go. Alright, sorry. It doesn't look too bad. That could probably be worked with. Alright, so It's made our decision for us, kind of. So this is going to be the end point of the wand, and everything else is going to be kind of relegated to that. It's not as solid as I thought it was. So that's the case. Because I thought it was, like this one. Yeah. I thought we'd be looking at something like this, you know. See what I'm saying? And now this will have to be scraped out because, see what I mean? Because it's that vein of the tree sort of thing. So that isn't quite what we're looking at here. Well, I mean, it is, but it's not quite as pervasive as I thought it would be. So we're going to preserve this in a sense and work the rest of this part around that, and that'll dictate some of the angles we have down here. What's my time? 15 minutes. We got time. We got time to work. All right. So if I want that, well, that's not going to be this. This isn't going to. This obviously can't be the center point because half of it's gone, right? So we'll just kind of file things down into here, and then we can work this a little bit. Don't want that to be overpronounced. So let's take a look. All right. That means we're pretty much going to be going taper, 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 taper. Most of this is going to have to go, and we're going that way. So let me just go ahead and mark that. There we go. I'm just kind of marked on both sides. This is just a rough estimate. It's not going to be right. Now I could, I do have some of those calipers that I could just measure this with based off that, but these aren't necessarily completely the same. It's not a standardized piece of wood. So, all right, so we have some of our tasks ahead. I still have a few minutes left in this video, so screw it, let's do it, right? Okay. I'm going to leave this and let this dictate how I'm going to do it. So let's start taking shit out, yeah? Now, the reason... Now, you saw up here, I had the chisel done like this to really dig stuff out. But here, I'd be afraid it's not... there, if I dig stuff out, it's just going to go this way. But here, it's going to dig into here. So I have to flip it over, change the angle plane. Alright, where's... Oh, I don't know where it is. I don't feel like getting it. I've only got 3 minutes, so I got less than that now. Okay. There's part of that vein. See, makes for some great coloring, but it is pretty solid, so hopefully it'll stay. I don't mind it being there, actually. It gives character to the wand, but let's come here to the side. Okay. Yep, right up there to that pretend eye. Part of 19 minutes. Okay. Bad, not bad. I actually want to try to preserve as much as I can, but given that this is where I'm kind of going with it, yeah, I'm a bit, I don't know how much it's going to work. I mean, it doesn't need to look like a hook. Man, it's actually not carving too bad. I need to sharpen that chisel, but I've had company over, so I haven't had time. All right, so here we go. Not bad work. It looks pretty functional and solid. So next up, I mean, we still got some lines here, but that's okay. Next up, we'll start looking at more of this, and the secondary angle we expect is to turn and point like this. So we'll start looking at the thicknesses along here. But you already know that because you've listened to me babble on for quite a while now, and I do appreciate that you watch. If you have comments or suggestions, let me know. I don't know that I'll see them before I work on things like here, for example. That live stream I did over an hour ago, lasted 20 minutes, is you look here, still processing. So I mean, I think that thing's been done for probably close to an hour now. I think I could be wrong, but it's still processing. Whereas if I just filmed it on the GoPro like I am here, it would have been uploaded and processed and ready to view. So not a fan of that. All right, there we go. Wand for video 1, and I expected a shit show with that, but man, this might work out. Really wish I would have been able to preserve this. That is so cool. All right, I'll save my meanderings for video 2. Have a good day.